I'm really sad to see Knights of Sidonia finally ends. Like, it sucks because I don't know if this series is ever going to have a Season 3, because it's definitely not the most popular series of all time, and I know that. I mean, I think we're all very aware that Knights of Sidonia is not a very popular series. It's like a series that's a hidden gem, and it's under the radar, and usually it's judged because of its CGI, and it makes me sad because this might be the final season I review of Knights of Sidonia, which it upsets me because I really love this series. I really do. I've expressed that enough. Like, this is one of my personal favorites of the anime season. It's so fun to watch, sit back week after week, coming to watch Knights of Sidonia. I love the kick-ass music. I love the CGI. Even though the CGI isn't the best, I love the CGI. I love the characters. I love the story. I mean, I am going to miss Knights of Sidonia. I mean, I waited, God, like an entire year just to see Season 2 finally get animated. Like, I was waiting a long-ass time just to see Season 2 get animated, but it was announced after the end of Season 1 that there was going to be a Season 2. But sadly, after the end of Season 2, there was no announcement for Season 3. I don't even know if there's enough content for a possibility of a Season 3, because if I'm correct, Knights of Sidonia is a monthly release manga, so I highly doubt there is enough content to be able to warrant a Season 3. But regardless of that, if there's enough content, I hope one day we eventually do get a Season 3, because this series definitely deserves it. It really does. I mean, I've truly enjoyed this season start to finish. It's had its slow moments, and it's had its, down episodes to where it's just slice of life. But it truly is what I love about Sidonia. It manages to give you characters you love, quirky characters that you can really get attached to, and give you these epic situations that just seem so fucking badass. Like, how this episode was, this last episode, when you saw everybody trying to protect Tanikaze and Tsumugi when they were just firing at the fucking Ghana. It was such a good ending fight to this season, and it just raises my expectations for a possibility of a Season 3, because the way this was done, the way it was left off and set up, it makes you think that there might be a Season 3. But anime is made upon budget and sales. That's how majority of studios and anime companies look at anime. For instance, if they're going to make another season of a series, usually it's because they made enough copies or they sold enough of their stuff to be able to warrant another season. And like I said, since Sidonia is not really that well known of a series, I don't think it's really that popular in Japan. I mean, if you also add on to the fact that Knights of Sidonia doesn't really get a streaming release date like from Crunchyroll or Funimation. We have to wait until Netflix finally grabs it and decides to, stream it on their site after this series is months and months old. It loses that publicity that normal anime get each season, which, once again, it makes me very sad, because Knights of Sidonia deserves so much better for the series it's been given us. Like, it's such a phenomenal series in certain ways, and I've really enjoyed this. Now, with this conclusion, what it leaves us on is that it's setting up for the war. This war of this giant-ass hive cluster Ghana making its way towards Sidonia and this ninth planet. And I thought we were going to get to see this hive cluster. I really thought we were going to get to see this hive cluster come after, Sidonia and stuff in this season, but we didn't. And that is what I am pinning my hope on right now. I'm pinning my hope on that there is a possibility that next season, if there is a season, we'll get to see this hive cluster, that this giant-ass hive cluster that's the biggest they've ever seen, will come after Sidonia, and we'll get to see this fight in this awesome-ass fucking, cinematic CGI type shit going down in next season if we ever do get a Season 3. But I don't know. It's up in the air because, like I said, I don't even think this is really that popular in Japan, which is very tragic. Now, would I recommend Knights of Sidonia Season 2? God, yes. I mean, if you came into Sidonia expecting nothing but fights, so you might be a little bit disappointed with this season, though. I do have to admit that, because there is a lot of slice of life in this season. I mean, there is action, yes, but I mean, there is a lot of slice of life in Season 2 of Knights of Sidonia, and it can be very upsetting to some, depending on your standpoint of Knights of Sidonia, because Sidonia is real moments that it shines, personally. Even though I love the dialogue and I love the characterization, and, you know, I'm a guy that really loves this slice of life and stuff, getting to see the characterization of characters and dialogue. I love that type of shit. But Sidonia, when it comes to its animation, like, when it really shines as a series, it comes down to its fighting scenes. It really does. So, I mean, the CGI in some of the fights look so damn good. Like, you know, that one scene in this episode, when you see how Sidonia, the knights were just all lining up, and they were firing at the gun as they were rotating above the planet, that scene looked fucking amazing. It looks so damn good. And, I mean, that is kind of what we come to expect from Sidonia. So if you walked in this season not expecting slice of life, you might be a little bit disappointed. But regardless of that, I felt like this season was very solid and actually better than the first season, to be honest. It actually was a lot better because I was more attached to the characters this time around, since, you know, we got to see more of them, more of their, like, you know, day-to-day lives, and got to actually already know these characters before Season 1 came around, and there was a lot of good things with the plot that was setting up, especially with, you know, Sumugi, and then the Ganas, like the half-breed Chimera Ganas and stuff. There was just a lot of setup going on. I mean, you can't really look down on that lap dance that, you know, Tanikaze got in his last episode. That French kiss, too. Holy shit, man. Imagine those little tentacles, you know, going in your mouth and just, you know, deep throating you. Oh, God, dude. Fuck, man. Like, that reminds me so much of The Flood. I've mentioned that many times before in the past, like, you know, when I reviewed Season 1. The Ghana remind me so much of The Flood. They really do. They remind me so much of the fucking Flood with the tentacles and shit going around. I mean, you know, when you had the tongue of Hoshijiro come out of her, like, placenta body, and you see, like, the freaking tentacle tongue. Oh my god, dude, that reminds me of fucking Flood and shit. Different horror movies I've seen. Oh, damn, dude, I would not want that shit done to me, man, fuck. Like, imagine if you had this girl just about to kiss you, and you see these damn tentacles just come out of her mouth, like these fucking, like, 10 little tiny tentacles about to slither down your freaking throat and tickle your stomach. Oh, god, dude, I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to even think, and I'm thinking about it. Fuck. Okay, thing is, I'm gonna miss it. It was a fun season. I would probably rate this, regardless of its issues, my personal entertainment factored into this, you know, series, I would give this series a 9 out of 10. I really would. A 9 out of 10 for Knights of Sidonia. I'm not counting CGI and animation as any points towards my rating, because I'm not looking at CGI and animation at Sidonia to really rate this series. I look at the characters, to the plot, to the setup, to, you know, different things like that. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to Sidonia. So, yeah, that's it. That's my final review of Knights of Sidonia. Hopefully we get a Season 3. If there ever is a Season 3, you can expect your damn ass that I will be doing more anime reviews for this series. So, yeah. And if we don't get, you know, a Season 3 in a very long time, I'll probably sit down, break down, buy the manga, and read the manga and review it. That's most likely what I'll do if there is no possibility of a Season 3 ever coming out. Like, if I see the sales have just dropped into the ground, we'll see. So, tell me your thoughts, comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.